is a continuation of my Blender intro videos, and this is how to add color to your models in Blender and do that in different ways. So right now we have our mesh with objects, and they're all separate objects, and they'll have their own material, and this is all well and good, but what if we want to do that a different way? And I want to introduce to you some things that I'm just learning about, and these are called vertex groups. And vertex groups are ways that you can have a model and have that model be one mesh and have different materials applied to different meshes. So let's do that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to have to take multiple objects and combine them into one mesh. So that's a fun trick. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is tap into object mode and then select all. So to do that, you don't really want to do that, do we? Because if we select all, then we get the camera and the mesh. We don't want to combine all those. So A to deselect all. We're going to just select the thing. So the house, hold shift. The door, hold shift. The roof, hold shift. So we got our three objects selected. And then up here in the outliner, you can see now that they're lit up orange with the circle. That means like a darker orange. That means that they're selected. So you see on and off, on and off, on and off. You see now I got three of them selected, and I'm going to join these all together into one mesh again. So to do that, I go Object, and then where is it? Join. Control join. And what join does is it takes your meshes and it crams them together. And let's see what happens. Okay. So now we got door, house, roof. Everything looks the same, but the meshes are different. So what happened? What sorcery was this? So let's look into these a little closer. So go into edit mode. If you click on this called Vertex Group right here, how does that do that? Actually, I really don't know. Okay, I really don't know how that worked. So if I click roof, sign. Okay, let's try this. Okay. I don't know. Suppose it just works. I don't know. Does it look the same when we render it? Oh wow, it looks the same. So hey folks, we just discovered something cool. Apparently, if you apply materials to separate objects and then join them together, it just works. It just knows what to do. But what's going to happen if we remove these now? Enable to remove material side edit mode. Okay, so F11, we're in object mode now. Let's remove the roof, remove the door, remove the house. Okay, so we're going back to square one. Okay, no materials. So that's convenient. We can combine them that other way, but let's try to do this new way. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a vertex group. So to do that, you go into your this tab is called Vertex Groups. You know, I think that's what it's called. And then you're going to down here where it says Vertex Groups, you're going to add. You're going to name this something. I'm going to call it roof. And so there's a vertex group. Now to assign things to the vertex group, you need to be in edit mode. And in edit mode, to make these things part of vertex group, all you do is select the verts and then hit assign. So I'm going to select using circle select. So you press C, you get this circle. You can scroll wheel to make it bigger or smaller. And I think I have transparent selection selected. So make sure you have that selected so you see everything. So circle, select all these verts. Just use my middle mouse wheel, moving around, make sure I get all of them. Okay, I got all of them. That's my roof. Okay, I'm going to assign. So what that means is now vertex group, roof is all these verts. So if I deselect everything, now I can do something neat. I could select everything like this, or I could select all my stuff, and then I can go into my vertex group window, and I can say, oh, deselect the roof, and it deselects all those verts for me. I was like, oh, that's killer, you know. That's so super cool. So anyways, we need to assign the house and the door and everything to vertex group. So I'm going to select the door next. And I'm going to make a new vertex group, so I hit plus. I'm going to call this door, and then I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit assign. So now the door is selected, and then I'm going to do something fancy. I'm going to go select all, and I'm going to click roof, deselect, door, deselect, and going to need these vertices as well. These are shared between the door and the roof. So I'm going to click these. Okay. So that looks like everything I want to be my house color. So select all that, and then add vertex group, house, let's call it walls. And by the way, that lowercase first letter, uppercase later, this is a coding capitalization pattern I try to use. It's just kind of your call what you decide to name things, at least in Blender. I'm going to click assign, and now the house walls are assigned to that vertex group. Okay, sweet. Okay, now how do we use these vertex groups with coloring things? Okay, basically, this whole thing is just cube 01. Okay, and let's call this is house. For some reason, it all got merged into the house object. I'm just renaming things because I don't. There's a house object. Here's a house. Has a house mesh in it. Okay. Okay. So I'm just cleaning things up in the outliner. So basically, to assign the colors again, we're gonna do. We're gonna be in edit mode. We're over in materials, and let's add a new material slot over here. So plus, and then we're going to hit new, and let's call this one roof. And oh. Let's just delete that. Okay, I forgot something. We actually still have those materials from before, so we don't actually have to make new materials. So we're gonna add a material slot, and then we're gonna select from here roof. Okay, and we are going to assign it to those verts. So we're gonna go here. We click roof, select, and we go on materials, and we say assign. Okay, so now the whole thing's assigned to that. Now let's do the same thing for the rest. So we go here, we select door, select, deselect all, then select door, and then here, and then we're gonna add. From here, the door, and then we're going to assign. And then we're going to go back to vertex groups. We're going to deselect everything, select house walls. We're going to go materials, add a material from, that's the house color, and we're going to say, select the house color, select the house walls, back to materials, and then click assign. Okay. And then render image. And see, I think what happened here is basically we recreated the same process that we just did before, only instead of just having Blender do it for us, we went through and decided what verts we wanted to be in each vertex group, and then we assigned the material to the vertex groups instead of just willy-nilly selecting things and having Blender do it for us. So that's how you use vertex groups to assign materials, and very easy. Also, it just kind of gives you a little bit of info about vertex groups in general, so it's good stuff. Now I want to talk about modifiers. Haven't been able to talk about modifiers yet. So what a modifier is it's something you add to your model that does some kind of automation or scripting to make it look a certain way. So let's go out and go back into here. Now, right now our model, again, a little boring. How do we want to do? So let's make our house have arms. Okay. So we already have done some extruding. We're going to do some more extruding now, but we're also gonna need to add some geometry. So what I want to do is I want to do a loop cut right down the middle of my house. And to do that, I'm in edit mode. I'm going to click edge select. I'm going to select this edge at the top. You can select any of these in the middle probably. And I'm going to control R. And what this does is it gives me a loop cut. And it'd be nice if it cut through the whole thing, but it's not when I do it there. So let's try here. Control R. Okay, it's close enough. And then that gave me some of the geometry I wanted. Let's do it again. So probably above the door, I'm going to control R. Try the other edge. That kind of works back there. Now let's see where our geometry is. So I got a cut down the top of that roof. I got a cut down the front of most of the house. It looks like the only spot I'm missing are from here to here. So to do that, I'm just going to use that knife tool. So that is K. So deselect all, K. I'm going to click here. Now I'm just going to click here, and I'm going to click. That's not a way to do it. How about change the plane? Let's subdivide. So I grab this edge, WS. Remember, subdivide splits it in half. So WS splits it in half. WS splits it in half. That's already there. Okay. So that should give me the geometry I want. So I'm going to go in vertex mode. And now you see the verts. Boop, boop, boop. And now you've got to connect the dots. So I'm going to hit the knife tool. I'm going to go light up that one and that one. Beautiful. Let's try fill. Select these two, hit F. Okay, that kind of worked. Select these two, hit F. Select these two, hit F. Okay, so now I got those edges in. And what I'm going to do is, now I need to clean this up because see these lines are not quite straight. To fix that, circle select, mouse wheel a little smaller, select all those verts down the center. I'm going to go SX0. SX0. And now all those are lined up right down the middle. It looks correct. It's lined down the middle. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete half my model. Yes, I'm deleting half my model. It's crazy, but you do these things. So I'm going to select all this crap here. Sorry, excuse my language. All these vertices. Okay. Delete vertices. Oh. What happened? Well, what happened is that face was destroyed. So I'm going to have to rebuild that. And you might also wonder, well, what's going on with the color? Now that stuff is roof color. Well, that's because when you modify that mesh, the vertex group is kind of broken. So now all that's broken. So yeah, we'll have to fix that now. So we're gonna have to modify these vertex groups again. So vertex groups, and we're gonna click roof, and we're going to well, first deselect all. Remember, roof is just here. So what we're going to do is circle select our roof, say assign, okay, deselect all, go door. Door is assign the door, and then you select everything. Hello.
You know, welcome back today. But that's not the point. Brandon over there is trying to make an object when he hits it. He has it set so it's triggered. So when you jump on it, it's supposed to go down. How would you manipulate that? Because he has it in a zero gravity effect, right? So the rocks he's jumping onto are already in the air and they're set. He has his character who can jump and stuff, but he's trying to get the rocks to go down as he's jumping, but not too far. use the basic character script, or would you manipulate that some?
I'll be over there in a second. That's tricky. Let's add a question. So I'll be wrapping this up real fast. So basically, I got my house wall selected. Now I assign house walls to that. And then door, did I already assign it? Assign. Okay. So deselect. So I should be able to select the roof, select door, select house walls. Okay, I got that all figured out, and I got to go back to my materials tab, and I got to fix this. So, okay, Vertex Group, roof, materials, Vertex Group, roof, select, materials tab, assign, right? Go back, Vertex Group, door, select the door, materials, door, assign. Done. Deselect all, Vertex Group, house walls, select, materials, house, assign. There you go. Now I got half a house. So, beautiful. If I render image, I got half a house. That doesn't look good. How do we fix that? Well, mirror modify. So now that I've fixed my geometry, reassigned my materials, done all that stuff, let's click on modifiers. So modifiers is this wrench thing here, right here. And then it's going to add a modifier. We're going to add a mirror modifier. Mirror modifier mirrors everything on one side of an axis to the other side. So it's a little difficult to explain, so I'll just show you. You click mirror, boom, there's the rest of my house. Now what it's doing is it's copying everything that's defined with the verts on the right to the left side. It's mirroring it over the x-axis. So I know the x-axis is here, so it, that might be counterintuitive, but it's just you'll get used to the way Blender talks about things. So anyways, there's a little gap there. That's a problem, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to hit clipping. Turn on clipping, and you take this merge limit and you just turn it down. Just change it, make it a little bigger. What that does is says if you're this close, merge it to the reflection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it from 0.001, which is 1,000th of a unit, to 0.01, which is 100th of a unit. And when you do that, it doesn't change it. Let's try 0.1. There we go. So 1/10 of a unit. So if you get within 1/10 of a unit, a point snap together. And if you render it, it renders great. Now, say, well, Ash, but what about that vert over there? What if I don't want to change it? So to change it, you just hit apply. So you tab out of edit mode, and then you hit apply. And then when you go back into edit mode, oh, my geometry's back. Okay, we want to undo that because I want to keep the modifier on. Okay, so that's how you apply a mirror modifier. So just to review what we did in this video, I talked about vertex groups, assigning colors by vertex groups. I talked about modifiers. I showed you how to troubleshoot assigning materials to vertex groups, and just continuing to work here. So the next video, we're going to turn this house into a character by adding arms and legs to it, because that sounds like fun. So that's it for now. Thank you. If you have any comments or questions, just let me know in class or on Canvas. Thank you very much for watching.